Hi friends! Tonight we are going to learn how to round to the nearest 10 using our place value understanding. So today in class we reviewed place value understanding by using our place value mat. I gave you a number and you guys expanded that number into the hundreds, tens, and ones, or some numbers I only gave you tens and ones. You also use that expanded form to help you add and subtract. So we learned that it is helpful to know expanded form and to understand place value and to use that as a strategy to add and subtract. So place value and knowing how to expand our numbers is very helpful when we round. So that is why we reviewed from second grade today. And then now we will be learning how to round to the nearest 10. Our learning target for today is use place value understanding to round whole numbers to the nearest 10. Our success criteria, we're going to use number sense and place value to round whole numbers to the nearest 10. So number sense is just our understanding of numbers, and place value is knowing our hundreds, tens, and ones in numbers. And then we are going to describe the process used to round whole numbers to the nearest 10. So there's going to be a process that we're going to learn about tonight. And I want you to think about that process as we round tomorrow and the following days. So I want you to take about 30 seconds of individual think time, and I want you to think about if your car ran out of gas, which gas station would you want to walk to? Would you want to walk to gas station number 1 or gas station number 2? Just think about that for a minute. So it would make the most sense. Most of us would choose gas station number 2 as the most reasonable answer because it would be the shorter distance to walk to and walk back carrying a gas can. The car is closer to gas station number 2. So now I want you to think about if the car and the gas stations were numbers. Which number is closest for 57? How do you know? So think about 50, 57. The 10 that comes before 57 is 50, and the 10 that comes after 57 is 60. So whenever we round, we think about the 10 that's before and after the number. So think about what is closer to 57, 50 or 60. So most of you should have figured out that 60 is only 3 away from 57. 50 is 7 away from 57. So 57 is actually closer to 60. If you look at my jumps up here, I made 1, 2, 3 jumps to 60, from 57 to 60. And then down here from 57 to 50, going backwards, I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We know that 3 is less than 7, so it would take less time to get to 60 than it would to get to 50. So we would round up to 60. When we're rounding to the nearest 10, we always look at the ones place value. So when we're rounding down, when the ones place value is 1 through 4, you always round down. When the ones place value is 5 to 9, you always round up. So if I were to go back to my numbers here, if I look at the ones place value in 57, our ones place value is 7. So 7 is in the 5 to 9 range, so that means we have to round up. If it were in the 1 to 4 range, we would round down. So this is our process that I was talking about in the success criteria that you guys need to know in order to round to the nearest 10. So if our ones place value is 1 to 4, you round down. If it's 5 to 9, you round up. So it's very helpful to know where your tens and ones are. All right, so we're going to try this one. And I know that you guys are at home right now and I can't see your thumbs, but we are going to do this activity, an activity like this tomorrow. So I want you to try practicing on your own now so you can be more efficient tomorrow in class. So I want you to put your thumb down if you think we would round down to 70, or put your thumb up if you think we would round up to 80. Our number is 73. So go ahead and show yourself a thumb up or a thumb down. We would round down to 70. You should have had a thumbs down. The ones place value is 3 in 73. And when the ones place value is between 1 and 4, we round down. 70 is only 3 jumps away from 73. And 80 is 7 jumps away. So if you look at my little number line over here, I showed 73, and then it's a lot closer to 70 than it is to 80. Now try this one. So put your thumb down if you think we would round down to 120, or put your thumb up if you think we would round up to 130. Our number is 128. Remember, we are going to do an activity like this tomorrow, so try practicing on your own now. So we would round up to 130 because if you look at our ones place value, this one's a little more tricky because we did add that hundreds place value in. But you really only want to look at the 28 in 128. So look at the ones place value, which is 8. When the ones place out value is 5 to 9, we round up. 130 is only 2 jumps away from 128, and 120 is 8 jumps away. So if you look at our number line on the side here, I gave you a little visual. So 128 is only 2 jumps away from 130, and 128 is 8 jumps away from 120. I want you to take the time now to write these numbers down in your math journal. So in your take-home math journal, I want you to label each problem 1 through 5 and write the number I have listed. Then I want you to draw an arrow and round each number. I gave you an example. So this isn't actually your number 1, but I made an example to show you. You should be labeling each number with a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. So I labeled my number 1. My number was 54. And I was rounding to the nearest 10, so I would have to think the 10 that comes before 54 is 50, and the 10 that comes after 54 is 60. 54 is going to be closer to 50, so I made an arrow and I wrote 50. Remember, 54 is only 4 jumps away from 50, but it would be 6 jumps away from 60. So 50 is the more reasonable answer. Also, when you're thinking about our rule, when the ones place value is 1 to 4, you round down. And in my case, my 54 had a 4 in the ones place value, so I needed to round down to 50. But if you have a number where the ones place value is 5 through 9, you need to round up. I'm going to give you the chance to go ahead and write these 5 problems down. I'm going to give you about a minute. I'm going to move on. But remember, I have also placed this in your Google Classroom so that you can look at these numbers again. I also put that little reminder where it says don't forget to help you. So go ahead and write these numbers down. And you can also look at my example to help you. But remember, once I move on to the next slide, these problems are also in your Google Classroom. All right, so to review, today our learning target was to use place value understanding to round whole numbers to the nearest 10. So we were able to look at the tens and the ones place value. Even if we have a number that has 100 in it, that doesn't matter at this time because we're rounding only the tens place value. We're looking at the ones place value to round to the nearest 10. Our success criteria, we're going to be able to use number sense and place value to round whole numbers to the nearest 10. And we're going to describe the process used to round whole numbers to the nearest 10. So we're going to review our learning target and success criteria tomorrow. We'll have the same learning target and success criteria. And you guys will be able to decide, are you able to do both of these success criteria? So I just want to give you a little heads up. Tomorrow's whole group activity is going to look something like this. We're going to stand in the middle of the classroom, and the left side of the room is going to be for rounding down. The right side is going to be for rounding up. I'm going to give you guys a number, and you will move to the side of the room to show whether we would round up or round down. Then you're going to think of a number you would round to. I will be calling on someone to share their answer. Then we're going to also do a partner activity called nearest number. We're going to be using digit cards and a recording sheet. We're going to choose two-digit cards and use them to make a two-digit number. We're going to write our numbers on the recording sheet, and then we're going to round our number to the nearest 10 and write it on our recording sheet. We're going to repeat 9 times and then explain our thinking to our partner for rounding the numbers to the nearest 10. All right, my friends, so I want you to have a great rest of your night, get a great night's sleep. We will practice rounding tomorrow together and with partners, and I will see everyone tomorrow. Don't forget to complete your 5 problems, 5 rounding to the nearest 10 problems in your journal. Remember, those are in your Google Classroom if you didn't get them copied down during this video. All right, friends, see you tomorrow.